that is going. It is 6:59. They're supposed to be on at 7. These people are usually always late or don't show up. This is a VA mental health something that I waited months for. I don't even know necessarily what it is. It's a something.
Welcome to your VA Video Connect session. Your private and secure video session.
Private and secure. Travis is right here.
Please treat
logos,
your visit as if you were seeing
always.
your provider in person. Please dress appropriately.
I
Do
am
not drive
so
or use alcohol
appropriately
or other
dressed.
substances or engage in other activities.
I'll engage in
If this is
whatever
not
damn
the time for
activities
your
I
appointment,
choose.
Please come back later. If you are a veteran in crisis,
It's now
call the
7
Veterans
o'clock. They're
Crisis
supposed to
Line by
be
dialing
here.
988
They are not.
and press 1. If your VA healthcare provider has not joined your appointment 15 minutes after the scheduled start time,
Okay, 15 minutes. That is the criteria that they're here.
Wow.
Huh? Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Good evening. My name is Dr. Kirkman,
Okay.
and I am a psychologist in the mental health clinic. If you could just confirm your name and your last four for me.
Mark Thomas Hensley, 1463.
Perfect. All right. A couple of things to run through here for this morning's appointment. So the first thing here, just to confirm your address, I've got you at, I have your home address listed at 2153 Prater Way, number 305 in Sparks. Is that where you're at this morning?
Yes, ma'am. And just to kick this off real quick, I contend with a vocal outburst beyond my control. That should be evident to you as a trained clinician. Let's just work through those.
Yeah, I have some understanding from your chart about some of those things that are going on. And so just to be clear, yes, I understand that there may be some profanity and those kinds of things, but we can certainly work through. If there are any threats, on the other hand, though, I would have to.
Hey, ma'am.
Appointment.
Hey,
So
ma'am.
that's
Hey,
where my
ma'am.
limit
Can
is,
I
if
can I
that
tell
makes
you
sense to
something? Can I tell you something? You're a logical female, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that being said, if there's any threats, that would not prevent you from performing the function of your job, which is to evaluate me. Now, you're very safe on the other side of what is known as a fucking computer screen. So don't threaten me again. Now, please continue.
I understand, and we'll cross that bridge if we come to it. So hopefully we won't.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so that's your address. The phone number that I have for you, just in case we get disconnected, is 775-842-0926. Is that the best phone number for you?
Yes.
Perfect. And then is anyone home with you today? Do you have privacy for this appointment?
Travis, my caregiver.
Caregiver? Okay. Can I have that name?
Travis Kramer.
Travis Kramer. Okay, thank you. And it is all right with you that Travis is present for this appointment?
The whole world could be here as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. And then I have your emergency contact down as your mother, Pat. Is that the best person for you?
Not in the least.
Okay. Would you like me to update your emergency contact?
Travis Kramer.
Travis Kramer. Okay. I will update that for you. Give me 1 second. And what is the best phone number? for
What's your
Travis
phone
Kramer?
number, Travis?
775
775
437
437
3237.
3237.
The last number cut out. You said 323.
7.
7. Okay. And is the address the same address, or is there a different address that I should list?
Same address.
Same address. All right. I will mark that down. It can take up to 2 to 3 business days for that to update in your chart.
I
So if
understand
that's
how
reviewed again-
computers work in a
I can-
modern day and age. It's amazing how our government can slow down an instant transaction to 3 days, but congratulations.
It's often faster, but I always like to give that
It,
disclaimer.
it matters not to
I
me.
will
You know, every
better.
time I give any information to the government, I figure they're just going to fuck it off anyway. So you're saying you might get it right in 3 days?
All right, so a little bit about this appointment. So we are going to be checking in on where you're at with regard to your mental health and then make any updated recommendations based on what's been going on more recently. I like to remind folks from the jump here that what we talk about is confidential. I don't share what we discuss broadly with the world. There are, of course, some important exceptions.
Yeah.
So if you tell me that you're planning to hurt yourself, somebody else, or disclose the abuse or neglect of a child, dependent adult, older adult, somebody else for care, those are all instances where
Hey,
we
ma'am,
have a conversation and it might not be having to
I know what a
discuss that
mandatory
individual
reporter is. Prepare to report. I'm going to trigger the fuck out of you. Let's go.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and get started. So tell me a little bit about your goals for mental health treatment, what it is that you're hoping to accomplish, what kinds of things you're hoping to get.
I'm hoping to find somebody with enough accreditation and authority behind their name to recognize the self-growth and development that I have committed myself to and done despite the obstacles placed in front of me by the VA.
Okay, so to continue some self-growth and development, what does that look like for you? What is it that you're hoping to continue with?
Well, quite frankly, I contend with multiple personalities, 3 to be exact. And now I just recognize them as fragmented portions of myself, in other words, my shadow. And I'm working to try to integrate that because the conditions that I've been suffering with for my entire life have been very difficult. It's even harder to get people to understand it, and most doctors, you know, they go for the low-hanging fruit, right? With Jesus, they'll come up with any diagnosis, shove any pill down your fucking throat, and that's been even more problematic. It's been even more problematic with the continuity in care, because I get kicked from one doctor to another therapist to another therapist, and that actually caused a lot more harm than good. And it wasn't until I just couldn't get any help whatsoever that I just really dove back into just trying to help myself, and that has by far been the most beneficial.
So getting bounced around to different providers, both for medication and for mental health, like more behavioral or
Hey, listen, you know, anytime you're trying to deal with therapy, right? The first thing that you have to do is you have to establish trust with the client. But if you don't have any time to dedicate to the client, you have, way too many clients, or you're moved from department to department, there's no continuity in the care of the clients. No trust is ever established. There is no rapport, right? This is problematic in the, indigent communities. This is, basically welfare fraud that is committed by the medical establishment. They cause infinitely more harm, and then they capitalize off of these crises with federal campaigns, 988 this, talk about that, talk about this. The end result to all of that is just funneling more people to the pharmaceutical industry. Nobody's dealing with any problems. They're medicating symptoms, right? People don't really take these medications for themselves. They hate taking these medications. They take the medications because other people say they like them better. Fuck all that.
And just so that I'm understanding, because I want to make sure I'm not putting words in your mouth. So with that bouncing around, it sounds like you've done a lot of self-reflection or trying to find things that do work for you.
Yeah.
So with regard to mental health services within the VA, what is it that you are interested in? It sounds like you're not interested in medication.
Well, at this point, no, I'm interested
So
in some
what is it that you are?
medications. I'm interested in some medications, but at this point, I'm just trying to expose the entire system for what it is. I mean, the VA has caused me immense harm and have driven me to the point of almost harming people. I'm currently being evicted from my apartment, and I cannot guarantee with any sense that I would not harm somebody that comes and tries to pull me out of my apartment.
Is there anyone currently who is in the actively pulling you out, or is
Well,
it,
they've already
is this
they've
sort of
already
like
evicted
potentially
me.
down the road?
No, they've already evicted me, and I filed an appeal, so it's in appellate court. But you know, my rent's paid. They evicted me as a nuisance because I'm disabled. I've had to live homeless for 6 years. I've gotten very close to the point of being killed several times. I've gotten very close to the point to kill several times. And now they're trying to put me back in the streets. I tell you what, that's going to be a problem for somebody.
And again, to come back around to mental health needs and what you're hoping to accomplish with regard to mental health. So you said that you're trying to expose the system and the harm that the VA has caused. So to clarify, are you interested in mental health treatment at this time, or
Not from the
things
VA.
that might be available through
No,
the-
listen. I have documented how utterly incompetent the VA is and how harmful it is to veterans. So to translate what you just said, you said, hey, Mr. Hensley, are you interested in allowing the VA to continue to harm you? The answer to that is no, ma'am. And I hope to Christ you guys stop harming every other veteran out there. Right now, I think you guys have a track record of only killing 22 a day. Congratulations. I think you should tell these veterans before they kill themselves, they need to kill a fellow American citizen. Because until they start doing that, nobody's going to give a shit about them. But imagine instead of 22 American citizens dying a day, 44 did because a veteran took a battle buddy with them.
Yeah, I can hear that, veteran suicide and the treatment that you've received is a huge issue. And absolutely, those suicide deaths are a serious issue and a serious concern. I want to just best understand what you're hoping to get out of this morning, and if there's anything that I can do to help with any of that.
Yeah, I
it
want
sounds
you to go ahead and document that the VA continues to harm me, that the VA is colluding in my eviction, that the VA almost subjected me to arrest 2 days ago for going to a charitable organization known as Nation's Finest. I want you to document the fact that the VA has me under criminal charges right now, and I'm undergoing federal court proceedings.
Okay, let me make sure I've got this all. So you want me to document that the VA is harming you, the VA is continuing to harm you, the VA is responsible for your eviction? Am I understanding that correctly?
No, the VA is complacent in my eviction. The VA colluded with the police to, instigate the eviction. The VA did nothing to clarify what happened. The VA did nothing to mitigate anything. And the VA is actively causing me harm. So, Nation's Finest, which hosts a behavioral health center where I was a inpatient resident for 5 months, right? I went over there to talk to Dr. Brian 2 days ago, right? Because Brian's group gets out at noon for lunch. I showed up at 11:55, right? Sat in the chow hall, waiting for Brian to come out. They came and started harassing the fuck out of me, screaming at me, telling me that they were going to have me arrested and I had to leave. Thanks, VA. Al Hearn evidently went over there and told them that I was a behavioral flag, a security risk, and was to be immediately removed from the property and have the police called. Nobody told me this, right? I lived there for 9 months without incident. Not a single incident, not a single write-up. But because I showed up to a familiar, safe place to talk to a doctor that I had a relationship with, holy shit, we're lucky those